Robert Downey Jr., the iconic actor known for his incredible portrayal of Tony Stark, is a prime example of how powerful reinvention can be. When we say some actors are born to play certain roles, Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark is one of them. Just like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine or Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, Downey Jr.'s performance as Iron Man is unforgettable. But before he became the superhero we all know and love, Downey Jr. struggled with substance addiction and faced numerous legal issues. His life was spiraling out of control. Despite hitting rock bottom, he made an extraordinary comeback. Through sheer determination and a commitment to change, he reinvented himself. He became one of the most respected and beloved figures in Hollywood. Inspired by Robert Downey Jr.'s story, I decided to reinvent myself. Here are the 7 things I removed from my life to make that happen. If you're ready to transform your life, keep watching. I have explained steps for each point that you need to take. However, if you want a separate detailed video on each point, you can comment below. I will add it to the playlist, Reinvent Myself. Now let's start. Number 1, negative self-talk. You know that voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough? Yeah, that little gremlin needs to be evicted. Negative self-talk is like having a toxic friend who's always there to drag you down. And let's be honest, would you hang out with someone who constantly belittles you and points out every flaw in you? No. You'd drop them faster than a hot potato. So why do we tolerate it from ourselves? First things first, you need to recognize that inner critic. Mine used to pop up at the worst times, like when I was about to try something new or take a risk. You'll fail, it would whisper. You're not smart enough, it would hiss. And for the longest time, I believed it. But here's the deal. That voice is a liar. It's your fear and insecurity talking, not reality. I started challenging that voice. Every time it would say, "You can't do this," I'd respond with, "Watch me." It felt weird at first, like having a one-person debate club in my head. But it worked. Slowly but surely, I started replacing those negative thoughts with positive affirmations. I'm capable. I'm strong. I can do this. It was like reprogramming my brain, and damn, it felt good. Think of it this way. Your mind is like a garden. If you keep planting weeds, that's all you'll get. But if you start planting flowers, your mind will become much more beautiful. So, pull out those weeds one by one. It won't happen overnight, but you'll notice a change with persistence. Remember, you wouldn't let anyone else talk to you the way you sometimes speak to yourself. So why give that negative self-talk any power? Kick it to the curb and watch how quickly your life changes. Trust me, it's one of the best moves you'll ever make. Number 2, toxic relationships. Alright, so we've booted the negative self-talk gremlin to the curb. Now let's talk about something just as sneaky and even more deceptive. You know those people in your life who drain you faster than your phone battery on a road trip? Toxic relationships are like a nasty rash. They're irritating and persistent, and if you don't treat them, they'll spread and infect every part of your life. They will belittle your dreams, always call you to complain, and thrive on drama. It is like living in an emotional minefield, never knowing when the next explosion will hit. Here's the raw truth. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If those 5 people are constantly negative, unsupportive, or manipulative, guess what? That's going to rub off on you. You might think you can rise above it, but trust me, toxicity is contagious. So, how do you handle these emotional vampires? Start by identifying them. Take a hard look at your relationships. Ask yourself, does this person lift me or drag me down? If it's the latter, it's time to make some changes. And yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. Ending or distancing yourself from toxic relationships feels like ripping off a bandage. Painful at first, but necessary for healing. This process is brutal, but liberating. You had to have some tough conversations and set boundaries. Some people will understand, some will get angry. But remind yourself your mental health and well-being is more important than keeping toxic people happy. You don't need to cut everyone out of your life and become a hermit. But you do need to prioritize yourself. It's hard work, but the end result is worth it. Your mental space will feel clearer, your confidence will grow, and you'll find yourself more focused and motivated. Remember, you are the flower of your garden. You get to choose who's in your inner circle. Choose wisely. Let go of the toxic relationships and make space for those who genuinely uplift and support you. Your future self will thank you. Number 3, clutter. Now that we've ditched the negative self-talk and kicked toxic relationships to the curb, let's talk about something that's probably staring you right in the face. Clutter. It's more than just a mess. It's a reflection of your mind and a barrier to reinvention. I used to think that a little mess was no big deal. What's the harm? A pile of clothes here, a stack of papers there. Wrong. Clutter is like a visual to-do list that never ends. Every time you see it, it's a reminder of what you haven't done. It's mental noise, stressing you out more than you realize. Imagine trying to focus on an important task. At the same time, someone constantly whispers in your ear, reminding you of all the other things you need to do. That's what clutter does to your brain. It's a constant distraction, distracting you from what matters. It's about making space for what truly matters. Start with your physical space. Go room by room and be ruthless. If you haven't used it, worn it, or even thought about it in the last 6 months, it's time to let it go. Donate, recycle, sell, and get it out of your space. You'll be amazed at how much lighter you feel when you're not surrounded by stuff you don't need. Next, tackle your digital life. Your inbox, desktop, phone, it's all fair game. Unsubscribe from emails you never read, delete files you don't need, and organize what's left. Your digital space should be as clean and clutter-free as your physical space. Lastly, deal with the mental clutter. This is the hardest but most important part. Write down all those nagging thoughts, to-do lists and worries. Get them out of your head and onto paper. Then prioritize and tackle them one by one. You'll find that your mind feels clearer and more focused when it's not trying to juggle a million things simultaneously. Decluttering isn't just about cleaning up your space. It's about creating an environment that supports your goals and well-being. Remember, a cluttered space equals an untidy mind. Clear out the physical and mental junk and make room for the new improved you. It's a game changer, trust me. Number 4, procrastination. After working on the previous 3 points, you will already start feeling lighter, more focused, and ready to take on the world. Next up is procrastination. It's like a friend who whispers sweet lies about how you'll be more motivated later or how you need the perfect conditions to start. Newsflash, tomorrow never comes, and conditions are never ideal. If you keep waiting for the right moment, you'll be waiting forever. You need to ditch this friend. Follow these steps to ditch procrastination. Step 1. Acknowledge it. The first step to conquering procrastination is admitting you have a problem. Seriously, say it out loud. I procrastinate. There, doesn't that feel better? Now, you can start dealing with it. Step 2. Break it down. Big tasks can be overwhelming, and that's often why we put them off. Break them down into smaller, more manageable chunks. Instead of thinking, I need to write a report, think, I'll outline the first section. When the task is smaller, it's less intimidating, and you're more likely to get started. Step 3. The 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. This rule is a lifesaver. You'd be surprised how many tasks can be knocked out in 2 minutes or less. Plus, you build momentum and feel more productive once you start doing these small tasks immediately. Step 4. Set deadlines. Deadlines work because they create a sense of urgency. Even if it's a self-imposed deadline, it can push you to take action. Write down your deadlines and stick to them. No extensions, no excuses. Step 5. Find your why. Procrastination often stems from a lack of motivation. Reconnect with your why. Why is this task important? How does it fit into your larger goals? When you have a clear purpose, it's easier to push through the resistance and get things done. Step 6. Reward yourself. Give yourself something to look forward to after completing a task. It doesn't have to be anything big, maybe a short break, a treat, or an episode of your favorite show. Rewarding yourself creates a positive association with productivity. Step 8. Forgive yourself. Lastly, don't beat yourself up if you slip. Everyone procrastinates from time to time. The key is recognizing it, forgiving yourself, and getting back on track. Self-compassion goes a long way in maintaining momentum. Procrastination is a tough habit to break, but it's not impossible. By implementing these strategies, you can start taking action and moving closer to your goals. Remember, the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is now. Number 5. Limiting beliefs. These are the little thoughts that whisper, "You can't do that," "You're not good enough," or "That's impossible." They're the mental chains holding you back from your true potential. Limiting beliefs is like those invisible electric fences that keep dogs from wandering off. The only thing keeping you from going beyond your current boundaries is your belief in those boundaries. And the worst part? Most of these beliefs aren't even true. They're just stories we've told ourselves so many times that we've come to accept them as reality. Step 1. Identify your limiting beliefs. First, you need to recognize what your limiting beliefs are. They can be sneaky, hiding in the corners of your mind. Pay attention to the thoughts that pop up when you think about your goals or dreams. Do you hear things like, "I'm not smart enough," "I'll never be successful," or "I don't deserve happiness"? Write them down. Seeing them on paper can help you realize how absurd they sound. Step 2. Challenge those beliefs. Now, take each limiting belief and challenge it. Ask yourself, is this really true? More often than not, the answer is no. For example, if you think, "I'm not smart enough," ask yourself, "and according to whom? What evidence do I have to support this?" You'll find that these beliefs are usually based on fear or past experiences, not facts. Step 3. Reframe your beliefs. Next, it's time to reframe those limiting beliefs into empowering ones. Instead of, "I'm not smart enough," say, "I'm capable of learning and growing." Instead of, "I'll never be successful," say, "I am on my way to achieving my goals." This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about creating a new narrative for yourself, one that empowers you rather than holds you back. Step 4. Take action. The best way to dismantle limiting beliefs is to take action that contradicts them. If you need to improve at public speaking, join a public speaking group or take a class. If you think you're not athletic, sign up for a fitness challenge. Action creates evidence that disproves your limiting beliefs. The more you push against those boundaries, the more you realize they don't exist. Step 5. Surround yourself with positivity. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and support your growth. Limiting beliefs thrive in environments where negativity and doubt are rampant. Find people or groups that lift you up, challenge you, and remind you of your potential. Positive reinforcement from others can help solidify your new empowering beliefs. Step 6. Practice self-compassion. Changing your beliefs can be challenging. It's a process, and sometimes you'll slip back into old patterns. When this happens, be kind to yourself. Recognize your progress and remind yourself that setbacks are part of the journey. Self-compassion will keep you motivated and resilient. I have a playlist that I will link in the description. It contains more videos that discuss topics like self-compassion in detail. Be sure to watch it. It has everything you need. Limiting beliefs are powerful, but they're not invincible. You can break free from the mental chains that hold you back by identifying, challenging, and reframing them. You are far more capable than you give yourself credit for. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Number 6. Financial worries. It's time to confront one of the biggest stressors in modern life. Money might not buy happiness, but constant financial stress can certainly steal it away. You're not alone if you're up at night worrying about bills, debt, or savings, but it doesn't have to be this way. Step 1. Face the numbers. First things first, you've got to face the numbers. It's terrifying to look at your bank balance and see a sea of red, but burying your head in the sand won't make it go away. Sit down, open your banking app, and look at the cold, hard facts. List your income, expenses, debts, and savings. This is your starting point. Step 2. Create a budget. Budgeting sounds about as fun as a root canal, but it's essential. Allocate your income towards necessities, savings, and discretionary spending. Stick to your budget like glue. Use budgeting apps to track your spending and ensure you stay moderate. Step 3. Cut unnecessary expenses. Go through your expenses with a fine-tooth comb and cut out anything unnecessary. Do you need all those subscription services? How about that daily latte? Little expenses add up. Redirect this money towards paying off debt or building your savings. Step 4. Build an emergency fund. If you don't have an emergency fund, start one now. Aim for at least 3 to 6 months' worth of expenses. This buffer can save you from financial disaster when unexpected costs arise. Start building that cushion even if you can only save a little each month. Step 5. Pay off debt. Strategically. Use the snowball method, paying off the smallest debts first, or the avalanche method, paying off the highest interest debts first, whichever keeps you motivated. Watching those balances drop is incredibly satisfying. Step 6. Increase your income. Sometimes cutting expenses isn't enough. You need to earn more money. Look for ways to increase your income. Ask for a raise, start a side hustle, or sell items you no longer need. Every extra dollar helps reduce financial stress. Step 7. Educate yourself. Financial literacy is key to managing your money effectively. Educate yourself about personal finance by reading books, taking courses, and following financial experts. The more you know, the better equipped you'll be to make smart financial decisions. Financial stability is within your reach. Number 7. Fear of failure. This one's a real doozy because it hides in the shadows of your subconscious mind, whispering doubts and spreading insecurities. Fear of failure is the ultimate dream killer. It keeps you in your comfort zone, paralyzed by the what-ifs and the worst-case scenarios. It's okay to be afraid, everyone is. Fear of failure is a natural part of the human experience, but it doesn't have to control you. Steps to overcome. Here is what you can do. Step 1. Acknowledgement. The first step in solving any problem is acknowledging it. It's not hard. Just say it out loud. I'm afraid of failing. There, you've done the first step. Step 2. Understand the root cause. Fear of failure often stems from deeper issues like fear of judgment, rejection, or losing control. Dig deep and try to understand what's at the root of your fear. Knowing what drives it can help you address it more effectively. Step 3. Reframe failure. Now, it's time to change how you think about failure. Instead of seeing it as a problem, start viewing failure as a learning opportunity. Every failure is a stepping stone on the path to success. Instead of thinking, what if I fail? Try to think, even if I fail, at least I will know what is not working. I will try again with more knowledge. What is more important that I need to do? Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Again, I have curated a playlist of videos to help you. Go watch it after this video. The link is in the description. Step 4. Set realistic goals. Setting. Unrealistic goals can set you up for failure. Instead, set realistic, achievable goals. Break your big dreams into smaller, manageable steps. Celebrate each small victory along the way. This builds confidence and reduces the fear of taking on bigger challenges. Step 5. Take action. The antidote to fear is action. Take small steps toward your goals even if you're scared. Action creates momentum, and momentum reduces fear. The more you do, the more confident you'll become. And guess what? Even if you fail, you're still moving forward and learning. Step 6. Embrace the unknown. Life is unpredictable, and that's okay. Embrace the unknown and accept that you can't control everything. Take risks, make mistakes, and learn from them. The unknown is where growth happens. Staying in your comfort zone might feel safe, but it's a dead end for progress. Step 7. Visualize success. Visualization is a powerful tool. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing yourself succeeding. Picture the steps you'll take, the challenges you'll overcome, and the triumph you'll feel. This mental rehearsal can build your confidence and reduce your fear of failure. Step 8. Reflect and adapt. After every failure, take time to reflect. What went wrong? What could you do differently next time? Use these insights to adapt and improve. Failure is only a waste if you don't learn from it. Fear of failure is a formidable foe, but it doesn't have to dictate your life. By acknowledging your fear, reframing your mindset, and taking consistent action, you can break free from its grip. Remember, The only actual failure is never trying at all. All right, we've gone through the 7 things to reinvent yourself in 2024, and I hope this info inspires you to change your life. Remember, reinvention isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. If you want to explore any of these topics further, I've got you covered. Check out my playlist, Reinvent Myself, linked in the description below. Each video discusses specific areas in detail, providing you with real-life advice, tips, and insights to help you on your path to transformation. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and remember to subscribe to my channel for more content on personal growth and self-improvement. Here's to a better, brighter 2024. See you in the next video.